Hello and welcome to Top 8 here at Mystery Game Combo Breaker 2023. You are joined by the commentary for tonight, Idolism J, and my good friend here, P&D Ketchup.
Hello, everybody. This is a special tournament, and I'm not going to lie, did not expect to be doing Top 8 for this, and it's a great honor to do so. Mystery Game is a legendary tournament in the world of Combo Breaker, and I guess at this point also, I guess the American FGC. People can't get enough of it.
Exactly. So, born and raised out of the Chicago tournament scene, you'll see it a lot. You had Combo Breaker, see it a lot of Frosties, and with many tournaments around the nation adopting the style because of just how popular and fun of a format it is for this wonderful genre of fighting games, but also sometimes not fighting games.
It's just the nature of 1v1. Also, actually, I'm not going to lie, I'm going to completely derail this. You've got some medals. What are they for?
Oh, so this...
How'd you do?
These are my winnings so far today. This is... Let's see, let's get this in order. This is 4th place for One Must Fall 2097, and this is 2nd place for Fighting Vipers 2.
Well, I tell you what, I'm part of the 2nd place club as I got 2nd place in Primal Rage.
I did see.
My older brother, or I say older brother by 1 hour because we're twins, Mustard, was able to beat me. And I hate him for it. But you know what? GG's. GG's.
That close in the range of birth and that close in terms of placement.
I just can't get ahead of it. But you know what? It's time for the tournament of the nature of Mystery Game. For those unaware, new round of the tournament, new game. You never know what it is. If you're lucky and you've played one of them, you're off to a great start. But most of the time, you haven't.
Yes. Very rarely are you going to see pedestrian picks, let's call them. This is, especially the further we get into the bracket, when it comes to top 8 specifically, they bring out the big guns. They bring out the stuff they're saving for. They want it. This is the showstoppers, so to speak.
Well, it looks like we're just about to find out here. So, top 8, I guess it's a similar top 8. Wait, are we fighting on top of a double-decker bus?
Yes.
Oh, whoa. Okay, wait. So, I was about to say... That's a pretty high round count.
That is a pretty high round.
And I guess that's why.
That was my first thought. That is a very high round count, and that's because I believe we are on a 2D plane, and it only takes one hit to get knocked out right now.
Why would they choose this as the destination to fight? It's so dangerous. And that driver's just like, yo, what the hell's going on? I'm just trying to get to work.
Now, this could be the case where this is a normal 3D fighting game, but this specific stage and this specific round count is what the mystery tournament TOs have chosen, as we have taken normal, sometimes big air quotes, normal games, and given them a new twist, such as this one, because you saw a sidestep there, and I don't know if that was exactly what you want to be doing. You're not got a whole lot of foot space to work with.
If you're side, don't do it. You're making a mistake.
Yeah, don't sidestep. Oh my goodness, that's a dangerous roll. That's a very dangerous roll.
Oh, all right, you didn't get knocked
back.
Roll 4.
Ooh. Okay. So that throw did not send the... Oh, gosh, this is just going to take a jab. Avic is up 3 rounds at the moment.
This has got to be ultimate stress. And I got to say, that was the closest round we had so far. It just feels like... It almost feels like there's an element of Bushido Blade here.
Yes.
Where you can hit all the hits in the world, but it's the big one that counts on a game like that. Or a stage like this.
Oh, goodness.
The ring out. I mean, look, if we don't get a round that ends in ring out, I will be shocked. Absolutely shocked. Round 6. And by the looks of things, there's plenty more to go in this first game.
I could easily see them having a back-and-forth match, and then someone just tech rolling wrong and leaving the ring that way.
What scares me is that Abuk has found the roundhouse. The move with a good knockback. That means if you're in Trev's situation, you just can't whiff. You cannot whiff because the button's ready. The button is locked and loaded.
It should be said, Abuk is no stranger when it comes to Mystery Game. He is one of the more skilled technicians in Kusoge. A lot of discovery, actually, perfect example. We were downstairs at the 5 Force Fighters event, and Abuk, during the small amount of time, maybe 20 minutes of playing that game, found a crouch cancel infinite. That's the type of person we're dealing with here. So the ability to find a dominant strategy and run with it, definitely something in Abuk's wheelhouse.
This is why Mystery Game does have its own meta, because if you look at this format on paper, you think, oh yeah, just a silly little bit of fun perhaps, but at this level, there's a meta to it. That the best players that are able to find the most solid strategy in such a tiny amount of time, it makes all the difference, and there we go. Wake up into the Swift Roundhouse into good night. Give me that first round. Thank you very much. No refunds.
Keeping it up with, finding this. Okay.
That was a really bad time for me to have a sip of my water because I missed that completely.
We don't get a whole lot of time between these rounds to take a quick water break because it's really just wanted to. Oh my goodness, trying to use the movement and maybe a little bit of movement is what's working for Trevor there.
Now here's the question: do we see that same attempt again in the next round?
Well,
what's the adaptation?
The adaptation was that Abik was hanging back, which is what allowed Trevor to move in and get a dominant position. So you saw there, Abik immediately comes forward and eats a roundhouse from Trevor. So now you're hitting you're past layer 1, you're hitting your layer 2s.
Oh, that tech roll makes me nervous.
This is gonna be really spooky every time I see someone tech roll. Oh, but that's the thing. I guess if you are off axis to the train, a block string is all it might take just to knock you off at this point. So yeah, tech rolling is very, very dangerous. The further you are off the axis of the train, the less it's gonna take for you to get knocked off.
Big sweep. Doesn't do much to change up the roll on wake up.
Oh goodness, I thought Trevor was just going to try and push them with the body, just continuously dash into them.
The forward roll on wake up was such a good call there too, just being able to create a little bit more space. As you can clearly tell, that ring out is the worst enemy.
Yeah,
We're yet to see a round go to an actual KO.
Oh, that was the best chance we've had so far for your round catch-up. I know you were looking for it.
We were so close, yet so
far.
Going in for a grab, actually. But as button happy as we're certainly being on this stage, I do wonder if grabs are going to be any kind of a usable strategy. Even things on block are devastating.
The first thing that I thought of is like Soul Calibur 2 Link's throw, like ring out general of that game.
Whoop.
Yeah. Push it to the far backside of the train off axis, and we're going to get that knockdown. So it's one more round for Abik, assuming that this is 2 out of 3 for this one.
I mean, there was some disrespect there at the end of the round. The crowd caught onto it as well. We're trying to make a bit of a statement, right? I got one more round to go. I want to go into that next stage. Oh!
That had an unexpected amount of knockback that direction. Holy crap, off of a jab starter.
Oh, that was just so stylish as well. Like the 2 hit, the backhand, didn't even look in that direction as your opponent comes flying off.
Abik taking their first win in top 8.
But it's the first of many potential wins, right? It's just going to be that first stepping stone. And right, it gives us a chance now as we set up our next match. It does give us an opportunity to elaborate a bit more on why Mystery Game at this level has its own meta. And you seem a little bit more in tune with it than I. You know, what are the things the players are looking for now that makes them successful and can make a player consistent in a format you would think there's no way someone can be consistent?
It's all about the mentality of approach. A, find your basics. You know, you gotta have some form of offense, some form of defense that makes sense. Then go with what you know. Continue to it's game theory basically. At the end of the day, find a dominant strategy and use dominant strategy until it becomes ineffective. And then also, if you find something, like that kind of rolls into, if you find something that your opponent hasn't figured out yet, abuse the crap out of it because it's on them in the competitive setting to find a way to get around it.
It's as they say, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right?
Exactly.
If they haven't shown you that they know how to get around a strategy, there's no reason you would stop. Now, here's the thing. If these are games that people have not played before, if you are in that round and you're watching these 2 players, you're already digesting 1 set. Doesn't sound like much, but if no one has played these games before, we've got 2 more players stepping up to the plate. Have they watched those characters? Have they noticed a button and gone, am I going to pick a new character here, or am I just going to do what that player did and try and make it work for me? One
of the common strategies is always you lose a game. Do you switch or do you go with do you switch it up or do you go with the character you just got beat by? And hope that you are able to do the same thing that they were able to do. And so for our next 2 competitors who are able to watch this all play out, we could easily say, see 2 of the same characters being chose, or they just completely flip the script, try and find something new, because both of them have access to the same information of the last game.
Now here's my question. Top 8 into new rounds can be fast and furious, right? Every round of a tournament tends to be a new game. We are likely going to get quite a few games in this top 8, right?
Yes.
I mean, I've got it in my head. I've got the bracket in my head. All right, so a new character on one side, and it's no. All right, that was a practice round. Practice.
That's as another thing that should be mentioned. Just because you can see doesn't mean you can feel. You don't know what the settings are. You don't know what the button layout is.
Ooh.
Oh, and that immediately finds their roundhouse kick of sorts.
That's going to be, I feel that's a button we're going to see maybe a little bit more. Just don't get opened up by it.
Yeah, they're very trepidatious to start, both in cross positions, and that's going to be the hits.
All right, if you don't change the axis on this bus, that may as well be a one-hit kill. So obviously Ice going to have that in their head now to be like, right, avoid that at all costs, thank you.
And the other thing that that move, and this is, you know, maybe a little bit of genre.
No!
Oh, no!
Oh, watch your feet, mate. Watch your feet. This bus only goes to one area, man.
And I was saying this might be a little bit of genre savvy at
No!
work. But that roundhouse kick looks more like a mid-strike than a duckable high strike, which was what we were seeing in the last game. So that might be even more insurmountable because you can't duck and punish with your own. You got to find a way to get around it, and by spacing it out correctly, that is how you get that done.
Now, I got to say, from Tack back there was a distinct nod of, yeah, you got me.
You got me.
The next level has been established. We now know that it's whiff punishable with a move that will ring you out. So this is going to be almost a game of, no, I was about to say, do I do it or do I not? But unable to find a consistent solution for that button right there introduces our next question in our next match, right?
So
we know that button's coming back out.
Yep.
Are we now going to try and range out a bit, take a little bit of a back step, try and whiff punish? It did lead to... Wait, what? I don't remember that happening in London.
I don't have access to public transportation, so I don't know if that's real or not, but that seems unlikely.
When you just hit the end of the stop, you fall off the bus? Then again, back home, we don't stand on top of the bus.
I'd like to hope not.
I'm saying that, like, I see a red double-decker bus, and I immediately just think of the UK. This stage could be somewhere totally different, and someone in the chat just like, oh, God, you've got it wrong. But what I don't have wrong is that button looks really good.
Yeah, it's been putting in work right now for Tackback. Ice is sticking with this U. See if, at least you have a regular understanding of buttons, but this is from round start, something that's going to tag you. You need to either backdash to get out of it or try and interrupt with something faster, because she will hit from that distance. Oh, goodness, backdash. Oh, no, tries to punish on the stumble. Absolutely no avail. 3 rounds up for Tackback right now. Ice is on the back foot.
What do you do? Nothing's been currently working. That one button has just been the menace again!
It tracks! Oh my goodness, watch this replay. It tracked the sidestep.
Can you imagine? What if that move, like, ain't very good in the regular game, but on this stage it just so happens to be broken? Imagine that. Either way, no, we did not even have time.
Yep, can't be ducking and mashing on that. You saw everything. You saw the move come out, but it's just too fast. Tackback, as I said before this game, find the dominant strategy and abuse it until it stops becoming effective. And at that point, we could not find something that would interrupt Tackback's roundhouse kick.
I said it before, and I'll say it again. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. If that button was all that was necessary to take the win, there is no reason anything else would have to come out. But that's what Mystery Game is all around. There's always that chance that a game appears in the bracket and once in a blue moon, you know how to play it.
Of course.
There was that, as rare as that is, every other chance tends to be, we just got to figure it out as we go.
Yeah, there's different, I've done a many mystery game bracket, and a couple of poor opponents of mine have gotten games where I definitely know them and they do not. And at that point, sometimes it's just over, but you got to be pretty in the weeds to be seeing a lot of the games that are probably going to show up at this top 8. You know, they pick the obscure stuff, they pick the good stuff. Not to say that's not possible. As I said, Abik, we saw previously up there on winner's side in the first game. Definitely someone with a lot of genre savvy when it comes to the obscure titles out there. So it's possible, but unlikely, very much so, that you are going to know what you're getting yourself into. But a little bit of genre savvy can go a long way sometimes.
I feel like one thing about Mystery Game that I love about it so much is that we are familiar, especially these days, with the fighting games everyone knows and loves, right? The heavy hitters, the games that everyone is familiar with. Mystery Game, sometimes you get the really obscure stuff and sometimes not. It's a chance to look at a game that you've never seen in your life that came out maybe in the mid-90s or something. And it's like, hang on a minute, this game's got some stuff. This game was like pretty well made for a time where the genre was kind of being invented before your eyes. You know, fighting games really began in the way that we know them from 1992. There were games that came around that time that most people won't know that you'll see in Mystery Game. And it's like, wait, this game's sick. How long has this game been around? And it turns out 30 years, mate.
Yeah, you just never had a PC engine to play it on. Sometimes you just find things that are like, well, with today's modern access of, games and whatnot. It's maybe more easy to play something that was released on the TurboGrafx 16 than it was back in like 1994 when it was originally came out. But that's why there's so much out there that you've never been able to see because you've never had the access to it. And a lot of times in Mystery, people leave these tournaments with new things twinkling in their eye about some sort of cool game they saw during these brackets.
Now I'm sort of I'm trying to keep one eye on a monitor that I can see that gives us a little glimpse over what the game could be. Can't quite tell what it is from here, but I did catch something that we might be seeing a bit later on. But I guess we'll save that. And look, I'm trying to figure out what that game is. I got no idea.
These bad boys are really thick. I can't see that far.
I got
I can hear the sounds. I can hear something very feudal Japan and the sound effects, very like hollow bamboo sounding sound effects. Maybe we're going towards a Bushido Blade style game, but hey, I'm throwing out guesses. That's the best part about doing commentary is like we don't know what it is, so we get surprised just as much.
We're getting mixed up every amount as much as the players, as you lovely people at home. Although the nature of the chat, I feel like there's always got to be at least one person in chat that knows that game.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like Christmas has come early. It's like finally I get to see people play a game that I grew up with, or maybe I had it, I bought it in like a yard sale or something like that, and I thought I was the only one. Now you get to see everyone playing it, and it just lets you relive those memories. And I've got plenty of games like that. One of those big examples for me is Dark Rift. The games back in the Chronos days where Dark Rift on the N64, some people talk about it now, and I'm like, I thought genuinely I was the only person that knew of that game's existence.
It's funny because Dark Rift is like the least known of the big Chronos 3 games because it's neither good enough to be known or bad enough to be known. Because it's like Criticom is the first one, and that game's awful.
They tried. I researched Criticom, and they only, as far as I'm aware, I think they only had about 4 months to make the game.
They were pushing it to make like Holiday, so they just like packed whatever they had into a box and shipped it out. But you can tell.
You know what's interesting though? If you go from Criticom to Dark Rift to Cardinal Sin, all three of them, there's quite a lot of development in a small time where they clearly had learned quite a few lessons.
Yeah,
there's an interesting story to be read in regards to that.
I will defend Cardinal Sin. I love that game. That game's okay, so
is this Hellish Court?
Is this the Hellish Court is like the Deadliest Warriors game with
somewhat. It was actually, if I have it correctly, and by all means, production, if you can hear me, if you can confirm. It is Hellish Court.
Yeah,
now,
production came in with the confirmation.
I have not played this game myself. However, it has sort of been discussed of being a game that was somewhat inspired by Bushido Blade, the idea of Bushido Blade, where it's all about that really game-changing strike that you can land. And I've not played it, but I've heard some people say it's pretty good fun for what it is, and looks like we're jumping in instantly here. There's no health bars.
Yeah,
I do imagine this is one of those games that you can hit a bunch of attacks, but it's the critical strike that matters, the one that ends the round in a really lethal location. There we go.
Oh, it's a double KO to start. Oh, goodness. Yeah, this is very Bushido Blade-esque in that sense. If memory serves me correctly, I remember something a little similar to a Deadliest Warrior on this. Oh, no!
And I'm going to be honest, I haven't seen a round count change yet, so I guess it just goes draw game and you start again.
Yeah, we have 3 white flags in the top and apparently a big old goose egg underneath each of them, so... Oh.
Yo, the blood stays on the sword. Oh, the first strike has been landed.
Yep,
and Hellsap already pumping up to the crowd.
Yeah, we see the white flag change to red for our indicator. Successful one. Oh, goodness, the parry just not effective. Maybe the scimitar matchup versus the long blade's not exactly what you need.
I imagine the long blade, that could in theory be really good for an event like this. There's probably a few people that might have tried this. No strike allowed, and then the first game going to Hellsap.
You did see a little bit of damage on Hellsap's model, but it must not have been the fatal wound that they were looking for.
I reckon we're not looking at the character, we're looking at size of weapon here.
Yes.
Because that monk-style character, he had a big sword as well.
He was wielding Excalibur over there. Man's got the Zweihander.
So here we go. Hellish Court here for the mystery game.
Yeah.
An infinite stage, it looks like.
Okay, so you found different stances.
Woo!
Oh, yeah. Oh, he survives. Okay, he does. I couldn't tell if he was stumbling because he's the drunken monk or if he was stumbling because he got tagged.
Well, either way, he was popping off. Your nice sandals.
Oh!
Watch yourself.
Yeah, rushing it down a little too heavy. Axe does get tagged on that one. Oh,
wow.
Interesting. A nice yeah, oh no, that one is a stumble from both of them. It looks like.
I'm not going to lie. I don't know how that was a trade. I did not see Hellsap hit at all. I didn't see it.
It was like it deflected off the blade and like hit them in the neck, I think it was.
Oh, that's clean.
That one's clean. Clean for SSX. Right now, the switch to the Drunken Monk is paying dividends. The Scimitar was not working against the Long Blade, but this one is. We're tying it up. SSX 1-1 versus Hellsap right now.
Here's the danger. Here's the danger of the strategy. It looks like we've gone straight into restart match as well. We started off by being aggressive. This has been an instant turnaround. Oh, this time it works out, though. A much more longer round than we've seen so far. 1-1 so far. Hellsap able to get around on the board.
Yeah, okay, now we're playing a little patient. We got to reassess these situations.
Watch your fingers.
Yeah, they're trying to actually just keep within poking range. No one wants to overcommit now that the aggression has been stopped. Oh, my goodness, tagged on both sides, but not fatal.
Yeah, that's the interesting thing about this kind of game where sometimes you can land.
Oh,
that one was
a
brutal.
Huge whiff punish. Oh, and Hellsap feeling into that one and hurting him right where. Oh, goodness. Oh, my goodness. There's actually a bit of a struggle as well. Pushing each other back. Oh, gosh. SSX with a great strike. 1 round away.
The last potential chance here. Hellsap not going down here without a fight.
Oh, that's going to be it.
That's going to be it. I think that...
Are they saying, is it 2 or is it...
I'm confused. Is it 3 out of 5?
It might be 3 out of 5. I think. Well, they're checking with production. Oh, we might have a control issue as well.
Sometimes it's hard to tell because the game can be really fast.
Yeah, as I think we kind of covered at the very beginning. Just because these are fighting games does not mean that they are being done traditionally speaking. So don't expect 2 out of 3s just to be like standard across the board here. Some games will be different.
Yeah, some games are incredibly fast and therefore they become 3 out of 5. And it actually looks like in Hellish Court. I mean, they're still sitting here.
So,
no one's come up and told them to stop, so I'm thinking 3 out of 5.
It must be a 3 out of 5er then. And,
the mirror!
Yeah, Hellsap, having lost now 2 straight to the Monk, has decided, let's make this a mirror match and see if I can beat Azazx at their own game.
This is a fierce fight. The duel.
Oh! Tagged twice to what looked like on the wrist, and that's going to be enough.
2 more of those. And Azaxa's in business. I'm very sorry if I've mispronounced the name.
I know. I'm dying trying to get this thing out correctly,
but you know what? Another round on the board.
Yeah, that was
at this rate, we'll be seeing them play again.
I'll have Zazax come by commentary and be like, yo, maybe I should make sure I get this one right, please. Oh, my goodness. Oh, and on the... Oh, they're both going down. No! Zazax is actually going to take that one. Oh, my goodness. Yes!
Are you not entertained?
Let's go.
Are you not entertained? That's one.
And also just... I shouted out Abik earlier. Zazax is also someone with a lot of genre savvy when it comes to Kusoge. They put out guides for Cosmic Carnage on the 32X.
If I am not mistaken, Primal Rage.
I believe so.
Shared the top 8 with us and everyone else. I believe, actually, the reason I mentioned it, sorry to cut you off, is
You're good.
There was I believe it was a Genesis port combo FAQ of some sort for Primal Rage.
Yes.
That they had put forward, and that made them very experienced in that, and one of the tournament favorites absolutely going into it. So I'm not surprised to see the instant adaptability there.
Yeah, I think they've done a lot of work with Genesis fighters and put out guides for, I want to say, both the Genesis and SNES versions of TMNT, which those are radically different games.
But what's not going to be different is the game choice currently, as it's our next round in Losers Top 8. So again, Losers Bracket, whoever's here is out of the tournament if they fall short. So that means that Hellish Court is going to be here for one last time. This game is a bit newer than you might think, actually. I do believe this game merely came out a few years ago, maybe even less than that.
We saw on the character select screen a couple of the characters said still in development, so the game's still fresh and being worked on, and we're going no Drunken Monk on this one.
I'm interested, though, because the character on the left, the fencing style.
Yeah.
Oh! Didn't work out there, though.
No.
Brad's skills went in with a big slash.
Not then bow. We'll see if the rapier might have an issue where it does not do enough damage to trade effectively the way the longsword can, but hopefully the range will be better. And right now it is not then bow playing a more range-focused game, trying to whiff punish, so to speak. Oh, just a little bit of a tag on the side.
I'm loving the instant adaptation of, right, I've got my weapon out to create as much distance between me and my opponent and as much of an obstacle. But the question is, how is that going to translate to getting strikes? You've got the defensive stance, but is it going to help you land any hits? Oh, there it is.
There we go. And you can see, I think the amount of damage that is taken, it does make your strikes a little sloppier. Brad Skills' character after getting hit that first time, and you can tell with the damage value as well, with the amount of blue glow on their side of the screen. They had some swings that looked like they had a lot of recovery to them. Oh my goodness, does get the hit though.
You've got to watch out. It looks a little bit high risk. Going in with that almost like lunge-style game plan with the fencing, I think if that doesn't work out, it kind of looks like Nod has been just opened up. Oh no! The severed hand!
Lost the hands!
I feel like we could see a character change here.
Yeah, it had a little bit of effectiveness, but it was not, doing all of the job necessary to get that round. So going back to the drunk.
Almost.
Yeah, almost.
I heard the sound. I thought it was
absolutely heard the sounds. They were thinking about it.
Again, though, you don't have a lot of time.
There we go.
You don't have a lot of time to make a decision. So if you see this monk character work and it looks like it's nice and basic, a long weapon, it's the way to go.
Yep. You just gotta maybe take a little bit of time to figure out how he plays, because you haven't used him yet. But hopefully, Nod then bow can be back in this. Oh my goodness! And right away gets the first round.
Wasting no time bringing yourself back into this fight. And it is a last chance situation. Loser's bracket. Loser of this series is out of the tournament.
Yes, that's true. The stakes have never been higher. You got no more chances left. And right now, Brad Skills is up one game, but Nod then bow, at least showing signs of life with the Drunken Monk. Oh, up in the pocket. It's
not enough.
Getting a little dangerous. You can see the flashing blue on Brad Skills' side, however. They took some damage from that one. Oh, they're playing very, very patient.
There's some real...
Oh, goodness.
But still not enough.
How did no one die from that?
Oh, but the monk is just...
There you go.
I was about to say,
yeah,
that was a really hard fought one because he was leaning over, he was stumbling around.
Yeah, it's hard to swing that sword when you're currently experiencing blood loss. Not surprising.
The aggressive push is made. The
push
pushback!
Gosh! What a technique, pushing in the middle of the sword fight, opening up a situation for another round.
There are layers to this. There are layers to this hellish court.
Oh my goodness, I'm waiting for the Dark Souls kick. Oh,
surely
is that a double KO? No! Brad Skills survives.
Unsure how that didn't result in a trade, but you know what? I'm not going to challenge it.
Yeah.
It's going to be the potential for a comeback.
Wow.
No, never.
Oh, no! Oh my goodness, I thought that was good for Nod then bow, but that is instead a draw.
You think you've won the round and then your hand just flies off. 'Tis but a scratch.
Okay, good play so far. Okay, slice, and that's going to be the first game for Nod then bow, bringing it back 1-1. Sweaty fight, though. Goodness.
Now, here's the next. No, are we going to just run it back? Take some time, perhaps.
Brad Skills wasn't, ineffective. I wouldn't say that their character choice was ineffective.
I'm loving the crowd support.
Oh, yeah, crowd's getting into it.
Everyone.
The gymnasium.
Wait.
The modern-day gymnasium. Oh, goodness. Yeah, that one's going to be both people down. There's no way about it. His elbow looked like it got turned inside out.
I'm going to be real. I didn't realize this stage was a thing. The basketball court.
Oh, my God!
Fatality!
From the back of the neck down. Absolute decapitation. Bradskill's putting up a huge round. Oh, a little bit of slice across the head, and another one's going to take that round as well. Bradskill's looking real good in this third game.
I did not know this game straight up had executions, but you know what? I'm here for it.
Yeah, not surprised after losing hands that we might be able to lose heads as well. That's going to be a draw. Everyone got hit with that.
But these draws are going to be pretty decent for Bradskills because it is Nod that needs to do so much more work.
Oh, wow. Yeah, quick strike immediately stopping Nod then Bo in their place. They were winding up for a big hit and, you know, just lost out to the faster one.
Give us more executions, please.
Yeah, so that's going to be 2 up right now for Bradskills, 2-1. And we are going to our 4th game because this is going to be 3 out of 5 to advance.
Pressure's on.
Oh,
We're back on the gym.
Back to the court.
Back to the gym.
Will the father be hooping after this? We'll see.
We'll play some table tennis and forget that anything ever happened.
We'll have a grand old time. All right, currently 1 round up is Bradskills, and he's working a very strong advancing style, punishing. Oh, does get tagged on that one, though. You saw that Nod then Bo is using a large wind-up, like, overhand slice, and Bradskills has been able to adapt to that, to kind of get in there faster.
Confidence from Brad, being pretty aggressive here.
Oh, just tags him on the forehead!
That was the cleanest.
Yeah.
That was the
bonk.
cleanest.
Yeah, Bradskills popping off a little.
There's going to be a lot more pressure here for Nod. Brad just needs something clean, but that will not be.
Yes, the parry and riposte from Nod then Bo. Able to keep themselves in it. Could be last game, last round right now. If Bradskills is able to pop this out. Oh, who got tagged? Oh, Nod then Bo is able to bring this back 2-2. Very, very tense situation.
Breathing space accomplished. More rounds to play with.
All right.
And a swift first round.
Yeah,
the Monk's popping off.
I think for the first time, this is Nod then Bo in the driver's seat, having the advantage in round and set count.
Whoa!
Wow. I didn't even catch what happened there, but it was tagged him right on the arm, and that was enough. Nod then Bo working a huge comeback at the moment. Could be 1 round away from taking this from Bradskills.
I mean, Bradskills had all the momentum! The comeback is real!
Oh my goodness. Well fought from Bradskills. Looked like they had it a number of times, but Nod then Bo is going to be able to take that.
And that, my friends, is Hellish Court.
Hellish Court, yeah. Hellish Court on the basketball court too. How hellish is that?
Oh, so close yet so far. A frustrating way to go out, but you know what? A close, hard-fought match. And being able to make top 8 here is still, it is, I say this not in a patronizing way at all. Top 8 in this tournament is an incredible feat because you have had to go through so many games to reach this point.
Yeah, that's true.
There's been so much adaptation required. It's impressive stuff.
Yeah, this is the largest mystery tournament that's been done. Previous years have been 256 entrants. This one capped out. The cap out was 512. So this is the largest that's been done. You had to have an ample amount of skill and luck to get this far, and sometimes you run out of either one, depending on what you land on.
Well, looks like it's now time for us to set up another game here in the list. I'd say I'll try and have a look, but I might try and keep the surprise. Maybe I'll recognize some of the music that plays in the old earphones.
Yeah, I think our far production table over there has only camera cuts, so we'll see though.
Well, I have just been informed by production that we're going to go to a break. Before we do, though, let's take a look at the bracket and see what the journey has currently been and where the journey's going to take us. Well, some of these matches have been done.
The bracket needs to be filled out a little bit, but as we've seen previous, it was, if I remember correctly, Abik who won and Takback who won, so they'll be in winners finals. Meanwhile, Azazax is in losers quarters, opposites, where Nod then Bo is also going to be, and we will be with that when we return from an ad break here at Combo Breaker 2023.
Welcome back to the top 8 of our mystery game tournament here at Combo Breaker 2023. My name's Ketchup, joined by Idolism.
Yep.
All right, we're going into our next round of the losers bracket, where new set of the bracket, new game.
Exactly. We're gonna be seeing what's on deck for These poor, poor unfortunate souls, likely they're not going to play something fun, but they're going to have to play it all the same. And hopefully they win to continue their path through this top 8 bracket.
I don't know, that game in Winners where they were fighting on top of the bus looked kind of fun.
We weren't the ones experiencing it, but it sure did look fun from our perspective.
But if you were the one that found the button, it probably felt great.
If you were the winner. It is always more fun when you win.
Speaking of which, only one player is going to be moving on in this set of the bracket. Loser's going to be out and able to enjoy the rest of the top 8. All right, looks like we're jumping in. What is the game?
Let's see.
Wait a minute. Did I see mystery tournament? Did I see?
I saw a mystery tournament. You know,
is that a custom stage?
Maybe, mayhaps. It looks like, but we got some simple controls in the terms of the fact that it's all forward backs, no quarter circles, no half circles in the sense. But interested to see exactly what type of game this is. I see throws. I see. Oh no. This is Revolt's 2090X or something. This is an indie game that's currently been making rounds and currently under development. I've seen some of the footage from this, but I have not been able to actually take a full look at it. But that's the thing I remember. When you do something in this game, you will see it come across the screen in terms of counter hit, throw escape, or whatnot.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm really liking how this is presented. And actually now we're just starting to fight back the platform elements as well, some barriers, obstruction.
Yeah, there's a little bit to get around. Priority hits, interesting. All right, so we have, it looks like they're stacking death counts over there.
Thing is, if we're pushing left and right, is the objective to reach the other end of the stage?
I'm not sure. We'll see, because the fact that they are stacking death counts, it looks like there may be a first to X, you know, involved. Oh no, it says go. You want to go? This could be like Nidhogg. You know, get out of my way.
That was my first assumption. Yeah. The second you see the icon saying to go either or way,
you know, raised on those beat 'em ups in the arcade. I know to go where the game's telling me. Oh, yes. So this is going to be a back-and-forth momentum, it looks like, in terms of trying to get more towards where you want to be instead of just...
Here's a question. Does the death count make the respawn time longer?
Ah, we'll see. Because there has to be some... Oh, yeah, that is true. The longer the death count, the longer it takes for that person to come back.
Whoa, we're pushing. We've made it!
Made it in.
Game 1. Yeah, just like that.
Goes to Azazax with the Dino Destructor.
I'm not going to pretend to know the difference between the characters, but I'm going to assume different moves at least.
Yeah, I'd like to hope so. Oh, goodness, with a big jump in. Anti-air as well, however, attempting it a second time to no avail. All right, first death is going to go to Ice, and Azazax is going to get some momentum, but stop dead in their tracks. You can see the caution sign telling them where they are going to be spawning in. Oh no, they punished it. They thought that was it, but there's just a little bit left of a guard break. It looked like at hand. So now Ice is going to get that momentum. Maybe some sort of startup invincibility to make sure that they don't kind of get spawn camped.
Oh, it looks like when you come back in, you can come in with an attack by the looks of things. Either that or it was just incredibly fast.
Ah, yes, it does look like you can't get spawn camped at the very least. Let's put it that way. Priority hit, and that's going to be the 4th death for Azazax, which means that they had some time to respawn.
Oh, they ate it as well. The projectile into some rather meaty pressure. Answered back, though, and a nice little impressive
Oh, my goodness. Look at that combo,
in the air.
Yeah. All right, good anti-air. That's going to be enough. And now it's time for some momentum from Ice's side. Takes the stop. Make sure that they're ready for Azazax's respawn. Ooh, big combo. All right, this could easily. It looks like they're getting very familiar with how to do enough damage to end their opponent, which makes this very potentially scary for the amount of deaths that they can start racking up.
That jump in from Dino Destructor looks rather large and covering even what looks like behind the character.
Wow, big anti-air. They have not been able to make a break for it. It's kind of been trading back and forth at the time, staying to center stage more or less, I'd call it.
There's the challenge. Ice now on the potential last hit. Guard break. Nothing really matters because now opponent's coming straight back in.
Oh, yeah, immediately stops him right there.
We are adding up so many deaths right now. I'm wondering how significant that might end up being.
It's going to have to be significant at a certain point because at this rate, it's really only taking one person to get a kill twice. You know, they've been trading kills back and forth this entire time. So that was the first real piece of momentum that Zazax has gotten out of this round.
Oh, you gotta watch out with those whiffs now. You're getting caught. Here comes Ice. Pushing in and just gets the 2-hit thanks to the projectile, opening things up. And now, right back to even.
Yep, being very cautious with it, making sure that they were well aware of that spawn in, and they're taking a huge beating on this one. Oh my goodness.
That'll do it. Priority hit, apparently, but immediately caught on the other side. Looks like we're going straight back to even once more. I'm looking at so many deaths have been landed.
Oh, Lord. I would like to assume it just goes all the way through the bar, and that just makes it impossible to spawn in time. Oh, no, caught up on the geometry.
Anti-air!
Oh, and they finish it off with a combo. All right, you got some time. Let's get this back to center court. Starts off with a great counter hit. This is going to be all the momentum that Ice has been looking for this round. Take it over into enemy territory.
I saw the preemptive projectile and running in with it. I wonder if there's some tech there, you know.
Trying to set up, maybe just because they're coming with an attack, you can't spawn them, but you can at least put some pressure on there. Gets a throw, put them in the corner, more or less, but they get punished, and that's a huge amount of death timer. They're going to have to do one more, could be all it takes for Zazax.
I think that's it. I think that's it.
Home clear. Second game goes to Zazax.
That was a hard-fought second game.
All right.
So much respect, though.
I know.
So much respect.
Production, could I get the full name of that game? I know it's Revolt, and then there's numbers, if you have that, possibly. Because I want to make sure they're shouted out properly. Resistance 204X. That's it. It's not Revolt. It's Resistance.
It's a really cool idea. I gotta admit, that was and again, this is why I love Mystery Game, because you get to look at games that, truthfully, I'd not seen this game before. But obviously, clearly you were aware of it, so thank you for carrying me on that one. But I love games that have these not necessarily new ideas, because obviously having a fighting style game where one person has to reach the end of the level, that's something that we'd seen, but that was a new take on it.
Yeah,
a significant new take on it.
You name dropped it, both of us aware, very Nidhogg style game. And I'm very happy for that, because the Nidhogg style of game is something I think is phenomenal. I'd love to see more play in that genre space, especially with this one, which is much more traditional to fighting games. Nidhogg, not so much, but this you saw anti-airs, throw punishes, counters, all sorts of good stuff that we as fighting game people are well familiar with, and I like the twist on the formula that was seen. So very excited for the next game in Resistance to be played right now.
Now, I'm going to be honest, there was a potential that we might have had to sit here and have a chat for a little bit, because one of our players, I believe, was elsewhere, might have been in a different tournament or something like that, as these events tend to have. Not going to have that problem, because now we're here and we're good to go. We're good to jump straight back into our next match.
If you're good enough to make it into top 8 in one tournament, well, who's to say you're not going to make it into top 8 somewhere else? You know?
There are so many games at Combo Breaker.
I was holding up brackets earlier this weekend, being in like 3 things at once and still winning. Sometimes that's life, but this tournament is scheduled out and done with such care and precision that usually you can get around it without too much of an issue. Everyone here at Combo Breaker puts in so much work to make one of the best tournaments in the nation possible, and I just want to say thank you for all of them and all their hard work.
Absolutely. Couldn't agree more. It's often a thankless task for a lot of people behind the scenes, and an opportunity always to say thank you for everything you do. Let's now jump into our next matchup here. Who's going to move on in losers bracket? The mirror match.
Yeah, so they're both playing. So the character is zero. They do get a tag of sorts to say. So there's tag on one side, and CB 2023 is the tag on the other. This is a Combo Breaker specific build. You can see in the kind of the menu screen, the Combo Breaker logo is actually like watermarked into it.
I love it. I love those little details, because these kind of tournaments, they can mean a great deal to people. And It's given us a great experience so far. There's a punish and a chance to move on. Respectable, the game says. But
Yes.
that, straight disrespect.
Absolutely.
I'm coming in, I'm going to ground pound, and you're dead.
Yeah, don't tell me I do something respectful. That's not what I want to hear. I want to be grimy. I want to be evil. I want to be vile, obnoxious even.
Oh, you nasty.
All right, so that's going to be, that was a big one. So they're actually, speaking of being disrespectful, it has taken them a couple deaths to really try and respect the fact that someone comes in with a spawn attack. Now you start seeing it out of Trevor. There's the punish, big punish, and they're going to move in with a little bit more ground to deal with. A big counter hit as well, so the momentum's on their side. All right. Staying very cautious with the spacing. Doesn't want to get caught by the spawn. And now they're just keeping the high grounds.
I mean, Nod is going to have to try and defend that goalpost as great as they possibly can, because that was potentially a last chance situation. Uh-oh.
Yeah, that big priority here. Just walking it in, walking it in. Oh no, that's going to be a loss of life there for Trevor. Nod then Bao is going to get a little bit of momentum. Oh wow, anti-air into a combo from Trevor. That's going to give them enough to get right back to the goalpost. They only need one more kill, and that punish is going to help. But it's a punish back. They try to get a combo afterwards to no avail. Both of them have a little bit of life to play with, and a clash!
Attempted to punish the slide, but it looks like there was no punish to be had. God break!
And they're making it into the end zone all day on that one after that.
This game is sick. I want
Yeah.
to play it. There are so many games I've seen in this mystery game where I'm like, yeah, I'm going to play this when I get home. Absolutely.
And as we said before, some of these games, very hard to find, until, modern access. This is a currently in development game to my knowledge, so more accessible to go find on the internet than hunted through some sort of ROM folder for PC 98 fighting games or something.
And now here we jump in. It's going to go back to the, I can't remember the full name, Dino.
No, Slice is the name. Dino Destroyer was the tag they used, but Slice is the character, yeah. So you see the name under the...
Yeah, I'm blind.
And then, it's okay.
I'm blind.
I don't like reading.
Reading, I hate that.
Yeah, I hate that thing, man. All right, so there's a projectile out of Slice, and that is going to be a big punish. So they're trying to work with something new, and it might take them a while to figure out what's the difference between here and there, but still at center stage, so they're not too much of a loss of momentum. That's a big punish, and that's going to give Trevor a bit of go time.
It's a scary situation, though, because Trev, momentum absolutely on their side, 1,000%. Trying to jump over there, but there's a swift punish into, I'm going to push forward, thank you very much, and take even more of this stage, if you don't mind. The projectile recovers real fast, intense, but just walk along with it, let it carry you forward.
And you saw in the last game, Trevor was actually using it to try and guard break a little bit. You can see the difference in the life bar. I don't want to call them bevel and emboss segments. When those go away, that's because of guard damage.
Absolutely, that's where the guard breaks have come from. Ooh! Swinging that axe, though, like no one's business.
Tries to get a little bit cheeky with it.
Last fight, potentially.
Oh, no.
That's it. Game over. That's going to be Trev securing a success. I mean, a really impressive run there, too. Just had a solid idea over what to do. I think defensively, a little bit of a harder time on the opponent end. And, well, it looked like a game of momentum to me, and clearly was.
Yeah, played it out like a very, I would say, non-committal style. Hung back, didn't want to put themselves in too much danger. Knew they could use the fireball, and knew that the fireball was doing, noticeable guard damage. So you can just kind of hang back. If you got a counter hit, fantastic, move in, do what you can. But overall, it's just a very solid approach, and that's what made Trevor continue on in Mystery Top 8 bracket.
Not a huge amount of players left to go. That's now going to be simply 4 of them remaining. So
I do believe the next match we'll probably have up will be us moving over to the winner's finals position, because that should be our top 4 now.
I'm very excited to see how far we go from this. Now, I'm going to be right. Okay, this is a potential question. I know I'm a commentator here, and I should know the answer to this question, but I don't. So I'm going to ask anyway, just on the off chance that you know. If a bracket reset takes place, often it's considered a new series or a new set. Does that result in a new game?
I believe. Yeah, let's take a look at our bracket. As we discussed previous, we were talking over who's where and who's what. So we have winners finals, Abac versus Tackback, and we just saw the last 2 games of Resistance leading to our losers semi match of Azazax and Trevor waiting down in the losers side.
So the 2 players that lie before us here in winners final, the 2 players that have demonstrated their ability to just adapt on the fly, and as you've mentioned, some players that are thoroughly experienced in all kinds of, I think, almost a deep fascination in old games.
Oh,
you've got to have that to thrive here.
The sense of discovery when going through old games and just finding what you can see either intentionally or not intentionally that these developers had in their games, it's exhilarating.
I hear the Sony PlayStation startup music.
Right.
Oh, and you know what? While we're setting up our next game and I listen to this wonderful PlayStation music, we're going to go for a quick ad break, and when we return, Mystery Game Top 8 continues for the winners finals.
Welcome back to Mystery Game Top 8 here at Combo Breaker 2023. I'm Idolism J, this is P&D Ketchup, and we are down to our top 4 for the coveted prize of Grand Champion of Mystery Game. So we are going to be taking it to the winners finals match next between Abac and Tackback, both of which have been seen getting their wins here on this broadcast. And we are going to see what sort of devious game they have to play next for their chance to enter Grand Finals.
All I heard was the Sony PlayStation startup sound.
Beautiful.
That is wonderfully a wonderful treat for us, but that is as far as my knowledge extends. I did not recognize it. I frankly have no idea what it is.
Honestly, they turned the production monitor a little bit far away, so I can't even see now.
They're
hurting us. They're hurting us.
I see a menu and some upbeat, happy music.
We're thirsty for knowledge, and they're denying us the sacred fruit. But that's
fine.
It
shouldn't be too long until we jump into our next match at the very least. And yeah, winners finals. This will be winner moves on into grand finals on the winner's side. The ultimate comfort zone, knowing that you've got more games to work with than whoever lies in wait on the other side. And yeah, it's this game.
Never seen it before. Can't say I've seen this. This is fresh to me. So we'll have to see exactly what type of game we get when we go in here.
Everything's kind of small.
Yes.
Is it a puzzle game of some sort?
It very well could be.
Rakugai Showtime.
All right.
I still don't know what that is,
yeah,
but let's find out.
Yeah, my rudimentary, non-existent Japanese tells me exactly nothing about that title, but we can probably ascertain that there is room for 4 players in this, given the. Oh, actually, we just got a confirmation from staff that this was played earlier in doubles. Mystery doubles. So this will be the singles version of it now.
A platform-style game, a 2-player puzzle game. Or
they're little drawing sketches. That's
so
cute.
I love that.
I love these little
absolutely
guys.
love that. And the life bars are pencils. This game is sick.
Okay, so it looks like we got a little bit of 3D movement, so to speak. Gigantic bomb being thrown. All right, sketch up a something or other. Oh goodness. All right, right now. I don't know which character, who's which character at the time being, so. Oh, air throw. I believe Tackback is on the big purple meanie up there in the sky who has figured out that
you can interact with the environment.
They can fly, so they're just going to zoom around and then throw big old missiles when they need to.
It looks like it's drawing some kind of assist or something else like it.
You can draw your way.
The clash.
Oh goodness, that was much bigger than I think Abac was expecting. They were moving to get out of the way, but it was not happening. Oh. All right.
Oh my God! It went around the whole stage!
I don't know if Abac was able to get the better of that. It looks like they might have taken a lot of damage from their own gigantic assault.
Do you feel like you're getting the hang of this game and then just the most wild stuff happens out of nowhere?
All right. Air throw again from Tackback. Still looking with a lot of life on their pencil. Abac not so much as they get caught up by Titanic explosion after Titanic explosion after tornado. Heavens. Right now, this is going all Tackback's way.
This game was played in doubles. I can only imagine how ridiculous this is. Yeah. Speaking of which, what's that?
What's
that?
Oh my goodness. Boulders coming up from the ground, and that looks like that might have been no, that wasn't the end of the round. I'm not sure what was going on. No, my apologies.
It looks pretty dead to me.
Yeah, the pencil's there, but there's not a whole lot left. So that's the end of that.
Fair enough.
Oh, goodness.
Ah, okay, so we've just been informed. First to 4 for this matchup.
Now, it looks like those green and red drawing lines are somehow related to what each character is throwing or moving to. So right now, Abek is probably having a harder time getting around the stage, seeing as how they don't have the power to fly the way Tackback does.
I do imagine being able to see the movement of where you're jumping being quite important in this game. Otherwise, I imagine you get a little bit confused.
Did this game just like run at like 5 frames per second in doubles? I don't know how much more the screen can, how many more things the screen can handle.
More projectiles out of nowhere.
Oh, good.
Those rockets are relentless.
Yeah, this is all Tackback right now, taking it to the sky. Okay, the laser is back, and Abek does a lot of damage themselves with that. I'm not sure how effective that is in the long run, because they take a lot of damage doing that.
Now those happy faces not so happy when the big move comes out, and actually Tackback has been in control. That homing rocket has been the key to everything.
Yeah.
Throwing the happy face back around.
Having access to both the flight. Uh-oh, what are they doing with it? Showing it?
It's the cubes again.
Yeah, the cubes have returned.
Okay, halfway there.
Yes.
Is Tackback. 2 more.
2 very, very solid rounds for Tackback. You know, being able to fly has seemingly done a lot of work for him. And those airborne missiles just putting a lot of hurt on Abek right now. So are we going to go to a switch or no? I think we're sticking with it.
It sounded like we went back to the menu, so
yes.
mirror match.
There we go.
This is the mystery game strap.
Yep.
Are we going to risk losing a game or just mirror?
Abek has done 2 of the, oh god, actually, this is very dangerous. I don't know which one is which. They're both the same color.
All right, it looks like the left one was Tackback because I saw Abek take damage when that thing came out. And we're already going in with a lot of rage to play
Casually
with.
walking around with a missile behind you. Just la 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 la. Yeah, so that the one taking damage right now, it does seem to be Abek.
The danger is, even though Abek has now gone for the mirror match, obviously you can see some of the moves, some of the movements. Tackback has been there the whole time and is just used to it. Speaking of which, we get to see the cubes appear early on in every single hit. Look at the damage of that!
Oh, goodness. This is rough. Yeah, Abek is still kind of grounded in their approach, whereas Tackback, also grounded currently, but has spent more time in this set overall using the flight momentum available to them.
And so much work has been done. Abek, only a little bit of health left, takes big damage from that face, and it looks like when you throw it, it starts to glow, and the moment the glow happens, that's where it's party time.
I believe this is Abek's turn for the cubes, and that's going to be a good chunk of damage for them. Oh my goodness, that's nearly bringing it back.
Although that trade certainly hasn't helped matters, as Tackback's still currently in the lead.
Oh my goodness, he threw the smiley face and Tackback caught it.
All right, don't get hit. Abek, you haven't got health left. Don't get hit!
The cubes are too unavoidable.
Well, it looks to me, and I am prepared to be completely wrong. What?
Oh, a little bit
disrespectful.
Yeah, so some BMs coming out from Tackback there. Playing with the opponent while they're down.
That was rude. There's no other word for it. That was rude. Now, what it looks like to me is when you throw the face, it can then, like, it starts off happy, and then it gets not so happy really quickly. And I think it is that sort of, like, flashing face that will give a unique move.
Yes,
the other character was the big beam, right? And now we've got the cube.
Yes, it looks that the more you throw the happy faces, the more it levels up, so to speak. And then we're looking for the, like Technicolor rainbow version, which is what's going to give them the cubes. So you can see right now, I think that is Abek going to throw it again. Maybe it needs to connect to change, and they're being a little bit good with their movement.
Oh, the one on the right's not looking so happy.
that one's getting angry, so we might be on our way to some cubes very soon. Oh, those missiles collided with each other.
The combo?
the bombos indeed. Eventually, attack back as it works their way out of it. Oh, they both get caught by another one. All right, throw. Set up the
little cubes.
Yes, setting up the nuke. Flying around.
Okay. We're starting to create some range with these rockets. That's not only going to be damage, but it's going to be an opportunity to get those faces leveled up for the big super, the cube demolition.
There's another throw of the face. Oh, that one connects as well. I think that one, uh-oh, that one connected. That's
You've given it to your opponent, though. You've given it to your opponent by throwing it at them. You've just given him a second one.
Yep, it's cube time for Abik. And Tackback is now taking a lot of damage, and it looks like they've taken too much. Abik on the board, finally able to get the character correct and come out with their first victory here in Winners Finals.
I feel like there's going to be a certain layer, perhaps, with those smiley faces, because the more you power it up, you can throw it at someone, and then it starts to get more annoyed. But by the time it's hit them, it's leveled up, and now it's near them, so they can just pick it up and use it. That's exactly how the last game ended.
Uh-oh, that one, but see, that one took some extra hits from the cube, I think it was. Both of them, oh no, both of them are live right now. So we're going to get one cube from Abik and one cube from Tackback.
This is the end!
Prepare for the frames per second to just crumble.
Oh, but Tackback did the right thing and flew up to avoid them. Abik didn't.
Tackback playing very, very good right now, able to avoid all that damage and putting themselves in a great position. Yeah, but both of them realize the faces are the way to go here. You want to get that face to be unhappy and rainbow colored so that you can get your cubes.
Being able to reposition your opponent via a throw could be useful in some regards, but again, you've just thrown the face and given it to the opponent, creating the homing missile, though, to make it hard to pick up. The strats are real! And the extra damage thanks to the cube apocalypse. Oh, 3,000 damage!
It's too much! That's gonna be it! Tackback will take it 4-1 over Abik.
That was just impressive. Being able to secure all of the chains together and just getting as many of the cubes to connect as you can. 3,500 that was.
Yes, and the move that set that up beautifully was throwing the smiley face, knowing that it was going to go Technicolor, and then sending one of the missiles after it to try and lock down Abik so he could come back, grab it, use it, and secure their place in Grand Finals with that play.
Now with that, that's going to be one player in Grand Finals. We're now trying to find out who the second is going to be.
Exactly.
So we're now going down into losers bracket again. We are in the top 4 now, though, so only 4 remain. And it's going to be, if you've been paying any attention, a fresh new game.
That's right. Down here now in losers semis, we're going to have to take a quick production break as they switch over to the next game, and we will let you know what it is once we see it. We'll let you know if we can hear anything that might give it away. Not that we probably are going to know it, but there's a chance. Hey, we're smart folks, right?
I've realized now that if I recognize even one of these games, it's going to be a miracle. Because I thought, like, you always think that you know a lot of fighting games, and then you see a mystery game and you're humbled. You're humbled real quick.
I feel like if I recognize anything in these games, it says more about me than it should. It's like I'm the cursed. I'm the one with the brain disease. That's like, oh yes, these obscure games. Haha, I know this.
Well, there's always a chance that another one will come up. I guess we'll be moments away from finding that one out. But the comfort zone of winner's side of Grand Finals normally is one of the biggest advantages a player can have.
Absolutely.
It comes down to having to prevent the bracket from being reset against you, but you do have breathing space. If the opponent resets, you're still in the tournament. You can have less stress, perhaps.
They got time to go to the bathroom because it's going to be a number of matches before they have to get called back up the stage.
We've got our top 4 now, so we're going to have just before losers finals, and then losers finals themselves. So a little bit more time to mess around with.
Yeah, we see production right now setting up the next game. You know, shout outs to all of the staff here working the mystery setups. You know, this is mystery this year has half of this ballroom dedicated just to it, between the stage for mystery exclusively, the crowd behind my back. You've probably heard them shouting a number of times when the cubes were going live. Plus, all the way over here, we have an endless amount of setups because, as I mentioned before, largest of the mystery tournaments that we've done so far. So just wanted to give a shout out to all the staff involved and making sure that this goes smoothly, because it's a very, very difficult to do so, and they've done so swimmingly.
Now, I'm not sure about the game, but I did see 2 modern controllers being put forward to the 2 players. So you can sometimes get an idea over what the game could be, judging by what controllers the players are given. And in this case, I feel like I recognize that music.
Yeah.
I feel like I recognize that music. Nope, I don't. Apparently, I don't.
Get stick bugged on. Some Spider Heck. All right, so we've gotten word from production that this is Spider Heck.
Is this a really bad time to mention that I've got really bad arachnophobia?
Well, hopefully they're just cute and baby and not large and fuzzy, because the large fuzzy ones are the ones that terrify me.
Okay, right. It's a spider game.
If you hear my voice for the majority of this loser semi,
it's a spider game, everybody, with spiders in it. All
Smash. Right. First to 15 points wins. All right. Oh, they look so silly in their little legs moving incorrectly.
Well, they're flying around, and the question is, how does one obtain points?
Yeah, so we got the ball. Oh, that was not a ball. That might have been an explosive.
That's a cannon. They're shooting each other.
Yeah, so it looks like they can. You can see the items spawn in, and it looks like those are going to be your weapons for today.
All right. Launch.
So that's
the map
probably
changes.
yes. That's probably each different name of each map they'll be playing on, and right now that's going to be tying it up 1-1. First to 15 will probably instead first to 15, so that's likely going to be the number we are shooting for to advance out into losers finals, and they got the big laser putting up another one for them.
We could be here for a while, unless there are other elements to perhaps even get more points. Maybe a traditional knockout is one, maybe knocking someone off the stage.
Oh my goodness.
Whoa,
right.
whoa.
Raining down shots from above. There's a bit of momentum at play. Don't fall into the lava, though. I would like to imagine that's not going to go well for you.
Oh, the beam! But wait, the opponent fell off.
Try to draw because they didn't live.
So it's not when the KO is landed. You have got to be standing after it.
Yep. So make sure your web-slinging grappling hook is attached to something, because you want to make sure you make it back to terra firma. Looks like some sort of black hole was activated. Oh no! Eaten into the abyss. Another point goes up for Azazex.
And we're going on to the trash barrage. And actually, I mean, I see a lot of cubes up there. Watch yourself.
Oh, watch out. You dodging the gunfire, trying to hit him with the stick.
Oh, using the environment to escape. I like it.
All right, finding out what button was for throw and trying to now advance their way. Oh my goodness! Was able to advance with the grappling hook web and get another win on the board for Trevor.
Ribs! You would assume
Yes.
that melee weapons might give someone a bit more of an advantage here, purely because ranged weapons, unless they home or something like that, I feel like they're going to be a bit longer to get used to, whereas the melee, you can just hold it out.
Yeah,
Hold it out.
We need some sort of splash damage would help those ranged ones. Oh,
that one looks good.
That one might be doing it, though. I think that could get somewhere.
All right, the goal close.
Oh, moving. Okay, so you got the bionic commando momentum. You gotta be using to your advantage. Oh no!
Well, no, it blocked it.
It blocked it.
And now, no, you took yourself out with the mine.
There was no way they had they had no clue it was going to create that big of an explosion.
The mine blocked the shot, but that was it. And actually, hang on a minute. It looks like the score count is being updated before our eyes at the top.
Yes.
So this is going to be a single game portion of the bracket. Ooh!
Oh my goodness, it's some sort of laser activation,
No!
and it's killing Trevor as well! So no one takes that point, despite their best attempts at doing a Star Wars laser duel to see who the victor was.
All right, both players have access to what looks like the same ranged weapon.
Get around. Oh!
Wow.
Okay, both the missiles hit each other in the mid-air and caused the explosion.
Oh, that's a
Trevor's
big weapon.
lives to see another day, has to get something to combat against this gigantic sword, and they do not.
I absolutely loved that play.
Oh, yes, that's a
Pure denial. That
Yes.
was pure denial. You want to get the weapon. Missing that weapon sealed the fate, I think. I think it did. What's that weapon?
Oh, Azazex is getting a little bit comfortable with the movement and the melee weapons here. pulling ahead at a 2-game lead.
And now we enter the ant domain. We can definitely see the adaptability. Just being able to pick up these mechanics. Movement, weapons, picking up the ones you want.
Very dangerous. This has got some splash damage. You could end up hitting yourself with it. But 2 shots was all they had. So now it's back to the big stick, which has done very well for Zazax. However, Trevor does have a gun. Usually, that's the one that wins.
I like to play. Your opponent's got a gun. If it works, if you can get them to it, it
Ooh,
blocks the weapons.
yes.
It blocks the weapons.
Yes, you can see Zazax waving it in front of them to try and get any sort of protection. Oh, chasing, but they lost their weapon in the process.
Where did it go?
Oh my goodness, they didn't get it.
Oh, they blocked the railgun.
Oh no, chasing it, come here. Get back here.
I can smell you. I can
Oh
taste the
my
fear.
goodness.
Come
Oh, there we go.
over.
You can run, but you cannot.
How?
No!
How?
No! They're dangerous weapons. You can't play around
Oh
with them.
God, it's got a crossbow. It dropped it. See you later. Get away. Get away.
Leave. Oh,
Get out of
wow.
there. Spider, get out of there. Oh.
All right, laser gun. Looks like they're charging up something big.
Oh, teleporters.
Yeah.
The meta has been leveled up.
Oh, yes. I thought those might be electric
No!
fields. Oh! No bionic commando action for Zazax on that one. They're going to be losing that round. It's going to currently be a 5-4.
Wait, we're back to ant domain.
Yes.
That gave us our hypest round yet.
Uh-oh, and now it is Trevor with the big stick, spinning it around, letting them know that they also have close-range combat capabilities. Okay,
All
spread
right.
shotgun. That's not going to get you very far at that distance, so
Looks
it's
like
time
a
to
mine
move in.
thrower. That mine thrower!
Oh!
What a shot! The
Yeah! Trevor with the pop-off as they nail the shot. All right, wait for your spawn weapon. It's the laser sword coming in clean with Zazax.
I love that choice, actually. So you just got the frag there, but at the same time, you were holding the weapon up in case the rage thing got you.
Yes.
Just to protect yourself.
Oh,
There are layers
It's a duel.
to this.
It's a duel to the death with this one. Oh, Trevor takes it.
Oh my lord, overkill. Oh, that was
close.
That was half a second away from being a draw.
The screen said +1, so you got it on that one, but that was very dangerous. Oh no, it goes through the wall! They thought they were safe because it was on the other side of the wall, but it still blew up through it and ended up killing themselves.
We are learning so much in such a short period of time.
Yeah, tied 7-7. This has been real tight. This is going to be first to 50. Leave. No, it's the black hole. You got to get out of there. Okay, so they were able to survive the black hole.
Another major pickup lies in wait. I think I can see, is that a minigun on the right-hand side?
Uh-oh, big guns all around. Spread shot versus repeat fires. Gotta pick it back up again. All right, showdown at sundown between these two spiders.
Both weapons have been dropped, though. They've run out of their ammo.
Uh-oh, that's the big one right there. Oh, that's the black hole.
Get out.
But he escaped.
Get out. Oh, watch the
no!
top of the stage, mate.
They hadn't figured out, they hadn't escaped the stage to see that there was lava everywhere.
Oh, this is so close as well. The crossbow. That crossbow slightly home in. Look at the size of the bolts.
Yeah, those are huge bolts.
Bouncing around
All
as
right,
well.
they ran out of crossbow ammunition as Zazax needs to leave. And now Trevor is also out of ammunition, and they need to find something because here comes the energy sword. Yeah, leave. Don't lose this.
Get out. Get away.
All right. What's the weapon spawn? Throws the big mine. Oh, you got to get out of there.
No, he picked it up by mistake. Picked it up by accident and paid the price.
All right.
This was where the explosive penetrated the box last time.
Yes. So now they get another shot at that. Laser sword versus gun. Gun is all out, and we have a huge energy laser. Oh, gotta keep yourself alive.
Yeah, that laser was absolutely knocking the spider
Here
back.
we go.
So.
Duel to the death. First one to get the momentum, and the range wins. Uh-oh, unless you throw away your sword.
Trying to opt to pick up something else, but is something going to spawn? The sword is collected.
That's another sword.
The duel of the...
Oh! And
Good
teach
Lord.
that in fencing class, baby. You got right around that. Came in from the left side. Zazax is breaking the double-digit barrier. Only 5 more for them. However, Trevor is at 8. It is not going to take much to get back unless you get hit with the loop-de-loop on that spin. Head off of the bouncer and was put right into a Zazax line of fire with that sword. They're up 11 over 8.
Starting to pull away. It was super back and forth, but that's starting to change now, I tell you that much. The platforms are rotating. Okay, that's going to create some interesting situations, but the aggressive push again works out, and we're entering the final stretch. 3 more rounds.
And as Zazax gets the sword, which has worked so well for them in this game, they've been doing great work with melee, and they're trying to get their way around this box to zoom through them. Just leave nothing but little leg parts behind and avoids the explosion. Look at him
Favoring
go.
melee weapons more than anything else just seems to be the play, at least early on. Being able to block. Off it goes.
That thing's gonna explode big, but they should be safe now.
The jump pad activated it, and you weren't able to block off that shotgun blast. So, breathing space now for Trev. A chance to bring it back.
All right. Ooh, starting off with a sword. They both have the long swords, and a great snipe from Zazax with that one. This is the last round for Zazax. One more, and they could win it.
And it's entirely movable objects.
Oh, no!
Watch out!
No! They survived. Oh!
Saving your own skin.
The laser sniper shot to keep themselves in it. Trevor has hit the 10-point barrier. They can still run this back.
But they have to get 5 straight rounds. Yo, Darth Maul!
Oh, no, put themselves in an awful position, and that was going to be enough for the large energy laser of Zazax to seal their victory and move on in bracket.
That was absolutely fantastic.
Oh, that was awesome.
That was one of my favorite games I've seen, a mystery game so
That was
far.
freaking sick. Oh, I loved it.
It was the levels. It was the layers. It was the fact that you think maybe it's just you see the projectiles, and right, okay, maybe that's one thing. Then the melee weapons. Melee weapons can't compete with projectiles. Oh wait, the melee weapons can block the projectiles.
Wave them around, proc them. It was great. And that was Spider Heck, if I remember correctly. Yeah, Spider Heck was the name of that game. Awesome, absolutely awesome looking game.
They stopped looking like spiders by the end of it, so it
They
really
look like
wasn't that
little
bad.
babies. Yeah.
So I'm, you know, a little bit embarrassing for me there, but you
That's
know,
okay.
that's just the way the cookie crumbles. And now we're into our top 3 losers finals up next.
That's right. Okay, so we're going to be taking a quick ad break before we get to our losers finals action. For Idolism J and Ketchup Wheel, guys, catch you in just a bit. Check out these ads and come back for more of Mystery Top 8 here at Combo Breaker 2002 Mystery Game finals here
almost.
for losers of this bracket. We are down to our top 3. We are now sitting in wait for the beginning of losers finals. Abik and Zazax are sitting down. I believe they're looking at what their next, fun experience will be. I just got word from production. They're going to be playing the tutorial of this one. Apparently, it's that confusing.
But we don't know. That's not going to help us, is it?
Yeah, Abik, pass me the controller. I need to get in on this too if I'm going to commentate
Let me have a look. Let me have a look. I need to see what's going on. Oh, my lord.
Who is this? What's this?
How is this a multiplayer game?
We're gonna find out.
Oh, I'm engrossed. I need to know.
Yeah, the camera's not on us right now, but both of us did the thing where you lean in after it's like something goes down. You're like, ooh.
What the hell is this?
This looks like some artsy-fartsy game. Behind the stage, the long hallway, XL access, great investment, 2,601.
Wait, it says choose. Learning witchcraft.
Witchcraft? Witch ball? Was that? Okay, so they're going to play the
All right,
tutorial.
we have to pay just as much attention to this.
Witch ball is the name of the game.
Hit the opposite sides to score points. Hold to catch and release. So you can... Right, the goal is to send the fireball into your opponent's corner. So there's an element of Pong here.
Now, so hold is to catch, but they can tap it to spike it as well. So instead of just having a regular hold.
Okay.
Oh, but that's so they control Oh, so you see how their movements are represented in the opposite side of the screen as well.
Okay.
So they each get to, they can play offense and defense, so to speak.
Push forward to fly.
Oh, what? This is different now.
What?
What?
Huh?
Oh, okay, okay.
Wait, what?
So-
what?
Push forward to fly. That allows them to get ahead of the other, potentially. This is awesome. I love this art style. This is so cool. And I also understand completely why we are playing the tutorial now.
And I imagine the energy is the thing that appears underneath the character, that little meter, perhaps.
Yes, and so depending on the energy, that's how many points you get when you score.
Yeah.
Points are tallied up per lap. Oh, so when you said that you get ahead of the person, that's because this is also a race. And then the terrain might have something to do with it as well. You don't want to run into those walls.
This kind of strikes me as the game that, the kind of game that someone, when they, like, I can't even explain it and have it make sense, but you would have had to know exactly what you wanted to make.
Yes.
And it would have had to have been you behind it, surely. It's a racing game, but it's also a bit like Pong, and it's a little bit like you've got energy to hit the end of the lap.
Okay, wow, this is crazy. So yeah, I think we're still in our tutorial lap right now. On the final lap, you know, of what assumedly was 3. I'd like to hope that both of them have figured out what's going on, because this is, I think that was the first I saw of them being able to snag the ball while on the other side of the screen, right there. Okay, so that's what's going to get tricky. Because you are represented on either side of the screen, you are controlling both parts. The ball, you can play offense with yourself, more or less. Throw it to yourself and try and score from that. And that's going to be something that's very, very difficult to block. This aesthetic absolutely rules. I cannot wait to see a full run of this in action.
All right, standard mode. I think it would have been rather cruel to select a master here. Although, you know,
Just, yeah, I mean, they're throw them into the wolves.
I certainly wouldn't say no to forcing them to play master, but obviously, you know, I'm here, and there's a good reason I'm not organizing it. Okay, now we kind of know what's going on.
So 5 laps standard in the long hallway.
Oh, look at the graphics.
This is awesome.
I
This
like
is so awesome.
the visuals very much.
Oh, whoop, whoop, ooh, something already is happening. We had a pause in the action. Okay,
Okay, so actually that was not the tutorial lap. That was the first game. So it's 1-0 to Abek. Excuse me for that.
All right, and looks like this hallway has a lot more stuff that they need to be dodging. Oh, so your attention is all over the place, trying to use both sides of the screen to watch where you're going and follow the ball.
Abek was just about to lose out on that lap and was able to steal it away at the last possible moment. You've got to pay attention to the ball, you've got to pay attention to the track, you have to pay attention to the obstructions of which...
Oh, yes.
That's so unfortunate there, getting caught on it.
Wow, this is fascinating. Our first lap of, our third lap, I should say, has been completed, and right now Abek is in a steady lead, having 41 points to Azazax's 5. Azazax has not been able to figure out how to kind of bolster their point score, so they're scoring for so much less, whereas Abek, you can see under their little runner, currently at 33 points. For, I would assume their potential is.
And that was a unfortunate situation because, I mean, you're trying to avoid the obstacles, but then the ball was there at the same time, so you have to make a choice. Oh, you gained some points.
Yeah, so, so that was, I think, them catching the ball themselves, passing to themselves, so to speak.
And that's going to be an 18 points in the bag. Abek looking to absolutely dominate this second race, and it was a convincing win in the first one, we mustn't forget. Azax has been fantastic at figuring out controls and things like that really, really fast, but this game in particular looks to be a bit of a brick wall for him.
Oh, a swap, all right. My goodness, yeah, there's a lot to keep your head on a swivel and just make sure you're, oh no, trying to keep everything in the frontal lobe and wasn't able to do it for Zazax, ran into a stone and got scored upon once again. Oh my goodness, Abek is just running up the board right now. And this is their final lap. We're coming to the end, and it's going to be Abic with a huge lead on that one, going up to 2 over Azazex.
199 versus 39.
Ooh, wow, yeah. You can see Azazex kind of throw their hands up a little bit. That was a rough one.
So both players there, I think there was a bit of a pop-off, maybe a misconception. It is a first to 3.
Yes,
it's not
looks
a best
like
of 3. This is certainly one of the more tricky games I've seen in mystery games so far.
I love the general vibe and
I'm so glad they made them play the tutorial at least.
Oh my goodness, it would be horrendous if they had to throw them out into the open like that. All right, only 2 laps on this one.
An important race though. 2 laps, maybe a much larger stage then in that case, but Abic just simply needs to win this one race, and it will then be grand finals
they
time.
both run directly into the wall, as that was a very small passageway to make their way through. All right.
Don't get the impression that this lap or this racetrack has any obstructions that aren't just the cliff. Oh no! Splatting into it immediately. That's going to be a +1 there for Azaxa, but that's all we're getting so far. How do you juggle the ball and not try and splat against the wall at the same time?
Yeah,
surely the laps are more important here.
Exactly. This is very, very difficult to try and keep yourself in a good volley. As you can see right now, the amount of points is a little bit in favor of Abic, but it's not by much. And we're going to be coming up to the end of our first lap, so that's our totals, 28 to 16 currently.
The final lap begins.
Oh,
the first.
That
could
hit the wall.
be
Oh no, that's rough. That's a big point total for Abic.
possibly the beginning of the end there for Azaxa now. Just getting caught by the wall, not getting the instant burst of the points, and now the gigantic point trade-off is, I feel like, maybe too much of a comeback to be able to make. There's only 2 laps on this track, right?
Oh, that's a start though. That's a start.
24.
They're not going to be able to make it back in time. They got two scored on them. Oh no, they lost some of their points. Actually, a lot of their points by hitting that wall. Oh, that's so rough. And both of them are having a hard time circumventing these corridors while being able to score. And right now, that's going to be it for
And with all the juggles,
Abic.
no time for the points to land. 111 versus 38. Abic is going to be taking that forward now. Minimum 2nd place.
Wow,
but
that
overall,
was tense.
a wonderful showing in a game that, let's be honest, pretty complicated for people playing it for the first time, and it's grand finals time.
Absolutely, a lot to keep track of in that one, and I think they were doing great with it for the first 2, levels they were on, but that last corridor level, it seemed like it was just continuously body blocking them away from being able to play the Pong side of the game. And
if you're brand new, what do you prioritize? Do you even know whether it's worth getting the ball on the side? Are the laps more important? I wouldn't know if I was in that situation.
It was looking like, for the most part, they couldn't really figure out what was the issue with running into the walls, other than like a temporary, stop. Oops, that hurts. But on the last lap, when Azazex was actually doing quite well, running into the wall cost him 20 of his, at that point, 40 point total, which could have been what led that to putting him back in this game and finally getting a game on the board and going to a different track where they could have done better. But that was brutal, losing half of what he had.
And he did actually splat considerably more than Abic in that sense. So actually, we'll have a look at the bracket, and we'll now see where the journey has taken us. The grand finals between Takback and Abic. It's a run back from the winners' finals, and it's now time. What is the special treat for Mystery Game? What is the game that has been decided this will determine the fate of the tournament? There surely must be a level of personal prestige there.
Oh, of course.
Thinking long and hard, trying to get the variety in there, trying to get the player experience in there. I'm seeing 2 rather retro-looking controllers, so we might be taking a step back in time for this grand finals.
Exactly, it's possible. And they also have something to consider, folks. The spectator enjoyment of the game as well. Nothing says grand finals like hearing the crowd hoot and holler when something absolutely crazy is being played. However, Ketchup, I did hear the
Sega
little jingle of a childhood being played. So we definitely are on the Genesis based on that audio cue alone. And we'll see what it could be. I'd like to put a bet down towards Sonic 2 versus. Just, I'll throw that dart out onto the earth and see if it lands.
One of the games that wouldn't necessarily...
Am I right?
Select sides. Wait, Sonic and Tails.
Sonic Bash. Okay, never mind. I was dangerously close, but Sonic Bash, not Sonic 2 versus.
Excuse me.
How many wins are needed? 5 or 10?
I will be honest, some of the people in the crowd are getting hyped, so clearly an element of knowledge. I do not know.
Me neither.
I have never seen this game before. When I think of a Sonic game in this setting, you would think of that fighting game. But Sonic Bash.
Yeah, I'll get to see this in action to see exactly what type of permutation on the Sonic formula they've made here, because this is nothing that was originally released for the Genesis. I can tell you that much. I saw the copyright in the corner saying 2015, 2016.
I'm thinking out loud. Was this something that was also in Sonic Mania in some form? I can't remember.
I have to expose myself on stream and say I never got around to playing Sonic Mania, so...
Well, I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I can't quite remember. Oh, wait, no, definitely not. So, it begins.
All right.
They're trying to knock each other into the boss. The adversarial nature of this.
All right, so that's a point for Sonic there. You can see at the very bottom corner, that's their score, I believe. Sonic 6, 7 now, Tails 3.
Oh, you're stuck.
Yeah, Tails.
You're frozen.
Tails was stuck there for a 5-second penalty. It looked like after taking a death.
So it definitely appears like the goal here is get the most score.
Yes.
And I have no doubt that rings will be tallied at the end of the timer. So
potentially
trying to get deathless runs, I imagine that being rather important. Knocked into the Robotnik though, so all of those coins, all those rings. Sorry, there's some Sonic fans that will kill me for calling them coins.
We're gonna find you after top 8 commentary, by the way. Don't you say those things.
Invincibility! That's got to be a game changer. Stealing it away from Tails as well.
All right. Time's almost up. We'll see if those rings mean anything in the calculation. We got
surely they must do.
Sonic wins, but it's not by calculation, so it's by just the score at the bottom corner. That was who had more hits on the boss.
Okay. Now, I'm going to ask production, what is the score count on this? What are we playing to?
First to 3. All right. Thank you, production. Been a great help for us today.
So the rings will, well, classically in the world of Sonic, will just give you better chances to not die.
Yeah, and I think we saw some death penalties happen. At the very least, it looked like that's why Tails was frozen for 5 seconds. But even outside of that, just dying gives your opponent more times to potentially score on Robotnik. As you see right there, the first hit goes to Abek.
Oh, maintaining that high ground, though, as Abek at the same time.
So that's actually what it was. It is a negative penalty item.
Oh, the death! Oh, the invincibility.
All right. So
Abek is in full control of this so far.
Here to rack up the points on this invincibility. Right now, up 4-0. And a quick 2 to bring it back for attack back.
Oh. That's going to be the... oh, wait. So if it goes to Robotnik, is that going to be a punishment for those that picked it up?
I think the Robotnik item hurts your opponents, and the the TV static one hurts you.
Okay, there's the bounce shield. I mean, I think that's the bounce shield, unless I've got the wrong Sonic here.
No, it looks good. All right, so Tails was able to get an item that boosted their score a little bit, and right now it's
not
very
enough.
Close.
It wasn't enough to hit the boss, though, so all the invincibility in the world is not going to stop Abek from doing so much work early on that there's no way a comeback can be made.
First to 5, we've been updated by production. It's going to be first to 5 on this one instead, so forgive us previously. First to 5 on this.
I'm not going to lie, that did seem kind of short. I was like, oh, okay, sure,
yeah.
Fair enough. Okay, but now we're starting to learn, but understandably, I'm going to assume here, I mean, look, Sonic is going to have a lot of bosses to choose from.
Yes.
We're not going to run out of bosses to fight here. This is where legacy will matter. If you know how to fight those bosses in the first place, you're already going to know the positioning.
The Genesis kids, rise up. This is your time.
there'll be some Sonic fans in chat that are like, I'm not gonna lie, I would crush.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of people in chat that are like, put me in, coach. I'd kill it.
Tag me in, I can beat this boss without getting hit. Oh, taking away the block. But so much work's been done already.
Yeah.
Abac is just sitting here constantly. And now the game could also be denial. Taking as much damage on the Robotnik as you can.
Uh-oh, okay, so we got a death by Abac. They were able to come back in time without losing too much potential. But it's right now, the score is just getting run up by Abac. They are absolutely killing it on this one.
25 seconds on the clock, and there's no signs of things slowing down. So Abac on the verge.
4.
I will be shocked if Takback is able to make this comeback because there's unfamiliarity. It almost seems like Abac has played this version of Sonic and just kind of knows the strats. Because when you get good at fighting Sonic bosses, you do kind of get used to, do get used to learning when you can get basically 2 hits for the price of 1.
Yeah, Abac's just, sitting back and enjoying themselves because 17 is a high number. There was no way for Takback to come back from that one.
So I was going to wipe my nose, and it caught me. It caught me at the right time.
I keep looking at the screen, and I'm like, we're not live, are we? Oh crap! Yes, we are.
Almost. I almost got away with it.
Just go full screen for a second so I can drink. I mean, I'm human. I can drink water whenever I damn well please.
Need water to live, my friend. You do you.
Exactly. What are they going to do? Stop me from living over here? They need me to finish out this commentary. Come on now.
All right, it's time for the Aquatic Ruin. A new boss begins. Oh, I remember this boss! I remember this boss!
Yeah, and so does Abac because they immediately got on top of the pillar.
That's what I mean. It definitely seems like Abac has played this game once or twice before because the boss strats are here.
Oh yeah, Abac is looking at home right now.
All things considered, though, Abac did not get as many hits on Robotnik as you probably would have wanted to. Only 2.
Yes.
That's not going to stop Takback from being able to do something.
And that's there are still item drops being in play here that can turn the tide of this game. Be that either the TV static, which is not who needed it right now. It's time for Abac to run up the board. But that right here's where Tails is going to get a little bit of a
Oh my god, Sonic knocked into Tails and it got enough height to get back up on the pillar.
No, that's using your noodle.
The tech. Oh, tried to jump over the hammer.
Oh no, the TV static for a second time on Takback. Abac is just sitting back. There's only 2 seconds left, and they have a 6-point total lead.
Now there's only 1 left to go. I'm going to be straight. I don't see Abac losing this. It's very clear that this Sonic in particular, Abac is used to.
Yes.
Because every time there's a boss, we're seeing strats. Yeah, there's just something about Sonic bosses where, like, I know it's very much set that, like, an attack happens, you can jump, you can move, you can jump. If you know how to do it, you can take advantage of the jump bounce. You can get more hits than you would otherwise get. Oh, this boss is hilarious. I love it.
Immediately, Abac goes in for the attack, knowing exactly what to do.
I hope Takback is ready, because you need to be very, very familiar with how to fight this boss to do a consistent job. All right, invincibility. Not going to need that as much. The pinball begins. The punishment, though.
All right, and we are already 6 up for Abac. Only 2 on the side of Takback. Yeah, this one's just gonna say, prior experience helping out Abac quite a lot, as it seems they have been very familiar with the Sonic games.
Yeah, 1000% Abac knows what to do here. Absolutely.
All right, so they hit the Robotnik. That did accidentally punish them.
We've got to be resetting this bracket.
100%.
Absolutely a bracket reset.
We're looking at a flush victory from Abac here. Only 3 seconds left, and this is insurmountable. It's 11-12 to 5. Abac has this one in the bag. It was never close, I'm going to be honest. Abac resets the bracket and takes it to dead-ass finals here at Mystery Top 8. Are we going to get another game? And I'd like to think we are. Yes, the game is changing. I see production giving us that clue, as well as staff getting on stage to help change it up to something else, because you have to change it. If it was going to be a reset, it'd just be over. Takback would just have to throw in the towel there, because there's no way you can surmount against all the previous knowledge Abac had.
I'm pretty sure I could straight up see Abac's eyes just light up the moment it was Sonic. It must have been, oh, I've played this game before, baby. And very, very clearly had done, because those boss strats were... I mean, look, I'm not... It's like a really popular speedrun game. I know there are people out there that are like, no, we're talking optimal ways to fight the boss, do this and that, this and that. At a tournament like this, if you have even base 1 of knowledge, it was enough to squeeze out 2 hits instead of 1 hit. If your opponent doesn't know how to do that, or in that case kind of looked a little bit like Tackback was unsure of the best ways to even hit to begin with, you're getting double the points your opponent is.
Yeah, it's not to say that Tackback was floundering in this one by any means. Tackback knew what they should be doing. It's just that Abic was 3 steps ahead of him at every play.
It was the second. He was standing on the far corner of the stage on the sort of like tower boss.
Yeah, like the Aztec tower
where
boss.
it just immediately pushes you up. I'm like, at that moment, I felt that it was over.
Pack it up, it's over.
I felt like it was over. But a new game. That's
final
why
game.
I love the fact that when a bracket reset occurs, the game changes. Because if this didn't change,
oh, it'd be over.
it would be over. Yeah, 100%.
I'll just go deliver this right now.
Yeah.
It's Abic catch. This one's for you, buddy.
But a chance to bring it back now in something that's totally unlike... I mean, I doubt it's going to be another Sonic game, you know what I mean?
Yeah, this time it's actually just Sonic 2 versus, and it's like Abic just gets another free win.
Right. Here's my question, though. Idolism.
Yes.
Just in case our players are in the tournament and a bracket reset occurs, what game do we think is the best one for the final match of the tournament?
Unsure, but I know
that's
that
a big choice to make.
I know that the people behind this always have calculated backups, not only for bracket resets, but for potential tech failures. This is not their first rodeo. They make sure that they have some bullets left in the barrel for when situations like this occur.
What special game? What game has been deemed worthy of the final match of Mystery Game?
I did hear an audio cue. You might have heard it as well.
It sounded a bit like
the bell from Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. That's what I heard, like a ding, 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 ding.
It sounded like a ring bell.
Yes.
That's all I heard.
So not that there's a, I mean, what do I know? Maybe there is a 2-player version of Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. That's not the arcade version. That would be the 2-player version, I think. But something along those lines, something combat sport related, sounded a little bit chiptune, if you ask me. So we could be going back into the retro. Oh, yes, we're definitely retro here.
That looks like boxing game graphics, doesn't it?
Yes.
There's just something about it.
Soko Nuke Tyson. Thank you, production, for saying that, because if you put that on a piece of paper and slid it in front of me, I'd probably mispronounce it.
I love it.
This is adorable. Oh, look at them.
What is it?
Look at the little babies.
We've got normal, hard, expert, easy, very hard.
Yes, someone from the audience is yelling for expert, and I couldn't agree more.
Oh, yeah, we've got to put them through the absolute challenge.
Oh, just, yeah, make it hell on earth for these people.
Round 1. I don't know what I'm supposed to be looking at.
I have no clue. Okay, so you need help your homie.
That is so mean.
What are we doing?
Not only are they being lowered into flames, but they're holding a bomb. That's so unnecessary. What? Help! Oh.
All right, so we have to save your homie and also try and get the egg to your side.
Yeah, I guess.
What?
Dragon thing.
What? What? Okay, so you don't want the egg to fall on you is what I'm seeing here. You need to keep homeboy alive and then also bonk the egg over to your opponent's side. No, you don't. Tack back, I think you're hurting yourself with this one.
I'm trying to absorb it as we go. I'm trying to figure out.
First game is going to go to Abic. Now, here's the thing. Each of these stages look like they have different activities. No, so they're sticking with what we've done previous.
Okay. Well, the game says, you know, you gotta help
yes, and you can attack each other. You can attack each other too. You might not be able to hear it. The crowd is yelling help anytime someone needs to have the help, needs to be pushed back up from the flame.
I love how while this is going on, the little dudes in the background are just popping off.
Oh, they're having the time of their life.
They're just having an amazing time. Is there any relevance to, like, the chicken that just ran in front of the screen?
I don't think so. Okay, was that time up? Huh? Ooh,
Wait, what?
Hello?
What?
Unsure. Absolutely unsure. A Guardian is up on the stage right now. 1 second. All right, we're just gonna continue on. Ding ding. All right, back to
help!
Help! All right, keeping the homie safe.
Oh, this is so good.
You can interrupt the opponent as. Oh, I need this.
All right, we have been informed, by the way, folks, that this is first to 3. I have never struggled to keep up with something on commentary in all my life. Duel Right's in trouble.
All right, but so time is up, and it looks like the egg is mostly on Tackback's side, so Abic is going to take that round.
This could have been a game just about the egg, but they just had to put these little animals in peril at the same time, just to add layers to it.
Yeah, so we need to control where the egg is. You don't want it on your side. Yeah, keep your homie safe. They're yelling at you. And then you can also attack the opponent if you so desire.
There's the jump.
Yep, stomp on him. Oh, but Tackback, you don't want that egg on your side. You got to get it back to Abix. Oh, look at that. The stomp and immediately runs over. Yeah, make sure that the homie's there.
The time is up, and the egg has been moved enough to push in once more, 2-0.
The second game for Abic, and they're 1 game away from taking Mystery.
Oh, yeah,
all right.
The same one.
Yep,
the same
back
one.
to it. All right, they both go for the egg first.
Frame perfect synchronization, but the egg, we're in trouble.
All right.
Back to the neutral we go.
All right, egg is still on Tackback's side. Has not. Oh no, got stomped on. But Abic is gonna have to stop the attack to make sure that the homie is safe.
I feel like with how they're playing right now, it's almost always going to come to timeout.
Yeah.
Because if you're paying enough attention... the double stomp! The
Yes.
double stomp!
This is the first time. Oh, but they had to go save someone because that was the first real sense of momentum that Tackback has had in this game so far, but they were not able to capitalize. They had to save their homeboy, and they are down 1 round. This could be it. This is it for Abic. 1 more round, and they will take Mystery Game. Oh, no! Where's that homie? They're so close to the fire! When you get stomped on, you don't move very fast, and you can't save the person either. So that's... Oh, but I think you're immune to being stomped on while cranking the jig back up. So that was what Tackback was going to try and camp Abic a little bit.
I mean, you've got to make the save. He's on. Oh no, I'm about to say he's on fire. No, it's just the bomb. It's just the bomb.
Yep.
5 seconds on the clock, and it looks like it favors Abic. But wait,
no, wait.
Neutral.
It's Tackback's the limit. It's a draw. It's a draw. Continuing
Here we
on
go
round
again.
3.
We go again. A lifeline potentially here for Tackback, who desperately needed that, but watch out. Your mate's in the flames. He can't make it. He's not going to make it.
He's saved. Okay, he's saved. Okay.
But the egg.
Okay, there's the stop that Tackback needed. Tackback's going to get this thing back up. And now it's Abic. Abic, you got to save your homeboy.
We're back to neutral with 20 seconds left on the clock, but this is looking too close to call. Do you make the choice? Do you save your mate,
Tackback
or do you
is
not
in this
get
one.
stopped on?
Tackback is in this one. Oh no! Is it a draw again?
No!
Tackback's in it! Tackback's still alive!
Breathing space, and we're going to go straight into a fresh one.
Help! They both have to take a stop. No! Abex is getting dangerously close!
Oh, but again, you would have wanted to go for the egg, but you just have to pay attention to the fact that your mate's in jeopardy. They're holding a bomb for no reason.
No!
That's it! Game over!
And that's going to be 3. Abic is your Mystery Game Grand Champion here at Combo Breaker 2023!
The crowd were into that, to say the least. And being able to just push forward with so many weird and wonderful games. And
I'm sure Rick is on the walkie-talkie right now telling event security that the ballroom full of people screaming help is totally okay. You don't need to send EMS up.
Don't worry about it, mate. Don't worry about it.
Oh my. Yeah, so we're going to have an award ceremony for our top 8. Once again, we just saw that Abic is the grand champion, got the big award, but we're going to make sure that medals, much like these, go around the necks of everyone associated with this top 8, and what a top 8 it was. They had a banger set up for that grand finals reset, and it absolutely delivered. Ketchup, I had a blast with this.
Oh, it was fantastic. We had, as you would always expect with Mystery Game, a little bit of everything. We had some fighting games. you know, because it's combo breaker. And then sometimes, maybe not so much. I think the Spider game was actually, funnily enough, a bit of a standout one there for me. The final game was just pure chaos. Even in that first match, I had no idea what I was supposed to be focusing on, and I think the players probably felt quite similar.
Oh, yes. It took a quick second to figure out all of what was going on in that last one, but Abbott got off to a very good start. Tackback was able to grasp a dominant strategy a little bit too late, and it only took that much of a margin of error for Abbott to seal the deal.
We're getting everything set up here, but
Yep.
overall, it's so impressive being able to get a win in a tournament like this, because your adaptability just gets tested like instantly, faster than anything you could expect, because it isn't just fighting games. If it's 1v1, it's probably going to end up here in some form.
Some form or fashion.
So
It'll
being
show
able to
up.
be the best player of, what was the final case, about 500 or so?
I don't know the exact total, but that was the cap. It could cap out at 512. I don't know how many it had, but it's a bit larger than what was previous years, because it used to be 256.
And now it's more than that.
Oh, yes.
I know that. I know that much. But being able to be first place out of all those players in a tournament like this is thoroughly ridiculous.
Probably take home
well
a
done.
pretty paycheck with that one. That's a lot of entry money going your way for first place.
Looks like we're getting our players ready.
See everyone lined up.
Oh, here we go. I can see it.
Yeah, I'm like this far away from Abbott. I just want to pat him on the leg, be like, "Good job, buddy. That was great." All right. Yeah, so we'll be switching over very soon for this top 8 medal ceremony for Mystery Game at Combo Breaker 2023. Another phenomenal year of Mystery Game. Every year they do it big. Every year it's fantastic. I love it. This is my favorite events. I've been coming here every single Combo Breaker that has been, and been a part of every single one, and can't say enough good things about it. Absolute best tournament. I've come here every year for it. Always will.
It's always lovely to see the amount of work that will go into running something like this as well. I cannot imagine how difficult it must be to come up with what has to be hundreds of games. There has to be hundreds of games. Right, we're going to have all these players. We want to change the game every round of the tournament, and we want to give everyone a different experience depending on what pool they're in, what stage of the tournament they're in. I don't want to think about the planning that goes into it, because it would just give me a headache. But the fact that there are people out there that are willing to step up and give this experience to people, it's very much a big thank you for this moment, I think.
Yep, as we mentioned previously, Mystery J, Atomic Collider, Guardian, all the staff, they've been doing this for a long time. They have this down to a science. They keep the spreadsheets, they keep the ideas. They know how to create what is easily the best mystery tournament in the fighting game community today. So nothing but shouts out and love to them for continuously doing it big every single year. Not only here at Combo Breaker, but at other events that they do this at as well, like Frosty Costumes.
Oh, I'm pretty sure I've just heard that we're ready to head on over. The medals begin. And as you can see on the left-hand side, we change between, obviously, joint 7th, and then we just move onwards and onwards and onwards all the way to number 1.
So joint 7th, that is Brad Skills on the furthest left, and Hell Sap taking home 7th place. Nabben Bao in 5th, as well as, name escapes me. I was doing really good about remembering everyone's names, but that one I finally dipped. At Trevward with 4th place. Yeah, I gotta duck a little bit for that one, bud. You're tall.
And in 3rd place, shouts to Primal Rage.
Yep. Azazax is in 3rd place, taking home the bronze. Valiant fight, tack back, bringing up the silver in 2nd place. Wear that medal with pride, buddy. You did great. And finally, with the medal around their neck and the trophy in their hands, it is your grand champion of Mystery Game, Abbott. The
First place in a tournament like this.
The crowd chants
wonderful.
help in celebration of their final battle.
And the hard-earned Combo Breaker trophy. The crowd's going to give an applause here. Was so thoroughly into it for the whole time, and I loved it in the grand finals of all things. You love to see it, and we're here for it.
What a fantastic alignment of players. Phenomenal top 8. Everyone worked their butt off to make it this far and through this broadcast alone. So big shout out to everyone. Round of applause for everyone. And that is going to be it for Mystery Game here. But don't think that that's going to be it for Mystery Game in its entirety, because after this broadcast, we will have Mystery Game 2v2 finals.
So a little bit more where that came from. I want to thank everyone that's tuned in here. I want to thank everyone behind making the show running all the Mystery Game activities, the production, of course.
Production, I love you.
And you for joining me.
Hey,
An absolute
buddy.
pleasure, mate.
It was a fantastic time.
It was a really, really good time. But on that note, for now, we're going to dip out of this block. Thank you so much for tuning in. My name is Ketchup, joined by Idlers and Jay. This is Combo Breaker 2023. Sunday will continue, and there's plenty more games where that came from.
Adios.